We'll be ready.
Good morning, Ms. Shaw.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right. I visited with the control officer a few minutes, and he tells me that he is satisfied that you are complying finally. So what we're going to do, he tells me if there's a couple of more bags that need to be picked up, I want that done today, tomorrow, whatever.
Yes, sir. I'm going to the dump as soon as I leave here.
Very good. With the understanding that that will be done, I will now go ahead and reduce that fine from $500 to $200 in court costs. It'd be a total of $276. That's on the condition that you get that trash out of there. And like I said, you can have up till Friday to get it done. Now, my next question to you is how much time do you need to get this paid?
Since, oh God, maybe 60 days. I might be able to get it done before that, but.
All right, I'm going to give you 60 days. I'm making a note here in your paperwork. I will tell you that if you get it done within 30 days, it'll save you $15 because of this. Anything that goes over 30 days, I'm required to collect this additional $15. So you make it, you make that part your decision.
Yes, sir.
You can have 60 days and it'll be 291, or you can take it in 30 days and it'll be 276. All right.
Thank you, Your
Michelle.
Honor.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, let's go ahead and go live. Jamie, you're excused. Thank you for all your help and work. Let's go ahead and bring everybody in.
Okay. We do have that juvenile. Did you want to hear the juvenile separately, or do you want to bring everybody in?
No, let's go ahead and take care of the juvenile.
Okay. Yes, sir. Now we are live on YouTube, but that's okay.
I understand.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Ella Hart and the lady next to you, is that your mom?
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning. How are you?
All right.
We've asked you to be here today in court with Ms. Hart. I'm assuming you're the mother. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Well, the law requires, because of her age, that a parent or legal guardian appear with her in these type of proceedings.
Yes, sir.
So that's why you're here. So what we're talking about this morning is I have a document in front of me that charges Ella with possession of tobacco. Ella, do you understand this charge? Do you understand why you're in court?
Yes, sir.
Mom, how about you?
Yes.
All right. To this charge, you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. How do you want to plead?
No contest.
All right. I'm going to accept the no contest plea, and tell me what's going on with this.
Explain what you want to explain. I guess. Just tell him.
Me and my friends were walking, and yes, they did have vapes on them, but none of us were hitting it. And then the cops came up, and apparently they saw us hit it, but we have no idea if one of them did it or not. So me and my other friend just took the blame.
Seemed like I heard this story last week. I think there were several of y'all that got filed on. Mom, what's your thoughts on this? What have you done on this situation?
I don't like it. I don't condone it. I have griped about it. Problem is, Dad comes around, who's not around all the time, and buys it for her. And so she's sneaking around behind my back doing it.
He's buying it for her?
Yes, her father bought it for her. And his
Wow.
excuse was, well, I thought you were okay with it. No, I never was. I mean, we had the conversation and he was like, well, if I don't, someone else will. And I was like, okay, yes, but you should be telling her not to do it at all. And yeah, that's a whole nother situation.
Well, I gather that, but I assume you are the custodian parent?
Yes.
Okay.
So I am not happy with it. Not at all.
Well, I don't blame you. I agree with you. Everyone has an opinion on this deal, but it seems like there's some medical thoughts out there that this stuff here could be more deadly than the general use of tobacco. But
Well, my thought is they don't know really what this stuff is going to do to
That's
their
right.
bodies.
that's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
clue. And I keep telling them, you don't know what it's going to do in the cigarettes. Yeah, we know what they do. They give you cancer. I'm trying to quit.
Yeah.
But this, you don't know. I mean,
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. And I think you, to say the least, you've got your hands full there with two problems. One is the, so to speak, teenage daughter. And then from what you're telling me, the other is a parent who is not really having the child's best interest in heart. But anyway, and that's no pun intended on the name of the heart. I'm going to put you on 6 months probation. I'm going to put a $500 fine on that. And one thing about it, depending upon what happens during the next 6 months, whatever fine I ultimately order you to pay, you're paying it. Not your mother, not your dad, but you. You're the one that's doing this stuff. And it sounds like that you're having some help. But then again, at some point in time, and it's just a little while where you're going to be considered an adult and you make those decisions legally on your own. If you don't have any more screw ups, and if you tell Dad he can take that stuff and keep it at the end of this 6 month period of time, I'll go ahead and consider reducing this fine. I'll tell you, like I told the other folks that I had before, and just about anybody in y'all's age group, the idea here is not to fine. The idea here is to hopefully let you see that this is really not something you want to continue to do. I can't make that choice for you. Your mother can't make that choice for you. Only you can make that choice. And we're going to give you 6 months under my court supervision to hopefully that you see that and change a little bit, because whether you care to believe this old man or not, it's not very good the road you're headed down. But again, that's going to be your choice. All right. Thank y'all very much. All right, let's go ahead and bring everybody else in for our regular docket this morning.
Yes, sir.
I don't have a visual on Andrew.
See.
Okay, there we are.
Sorry, I'm having a little internet problems at my house.
That's fine. You got here. I can see you, so you got the job done. Amanda,
Yes, sir.
that appears to be everyone we have this morning.
We have one more that's it's just having some trouble joining. It's in the waiting room, but waiting to join the main room.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cuero Municipal Court. This is your arraignment, and some of you had some other matters previously with the court. But anyway, let me just talk a few minutes about what we'll do. Each of you will be called into what we call the room for your individual case, at which time I will read or explain the charge or charge that's been filed against you. Once you tell me you understand that, I'll then ask you to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you enter a plea of not guilty, that means you're contesting those charges. That means you will require the state to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. This is your constitutional right. And perhaps now more than ever, it's a very, very sacred right that we have. I'll explain a little bit more in detail if you do enter a plea this morning of not guilty, what the next step will be. For those of you wishing not to contest by entering a plea of guilty or no contest, I will say this, that once I receive your plea, then this is what I call a people's court. What I mean by that is, if you want to talk to me about something regarding that citation, something you'd like for me to take into consideration, I will listen to it. I will take it into consideration. The law requires, however, before you and I can talk, I must have that plea of either guilty or no contest. I know it's quite common for folks to want to try to explain things. However, again, protecting your constitutional rights, I need a plea from you before we can have that conversation. For those of you that enter those pleas, as far as the payment of is concerned, I am very cognizant that these are difficult times, and we try to work with everyone to schedule a payment that works for you. You know your financial shape, your condition. I can listen to it. I will listen to it, and then we'll go from there. So with that said, let's visit with Teresa Gutierrez Mahan on a speeding charge. You there, Teresa?
Yes, sir, I am.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, sir. How about yourself?
All right. Well, we're here again, and so far, this the new way of holding court's a little bit different, I can assure you.
I agree.
Anyway, what I'm looking at is a speeding. It's alleged 44 and a 30. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, that's 14 miles over. So how do you want to plead to this?
Guilty.
Okay, that's a $70 fine and court costs of $134. Any questions or anything about that?
134 and 70?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
204, is that what your calculator got?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
That's what I added. I ain't got that right added in my head. That's still a miracle.
It's a habit. It's a habit. I have to
Hey,
make sure I got it right.
how much time you need?
If I don't know, can I have like 2 months?
Yeah, I'll give you that now. Here's the deal with the state tells me. The state tells me that if I give you over 30 days, there's an additional fee of $15 that I must collect. I encourage people that if there's any way they can get it done within 30 to get it done and save that $15. If you have a financial situation where you need the 60, you're gonna get it. It's just gonna be $15 more. So tell me what you want to do.
I'll take care of it in 30 days.
All right, I'll make that note. And since you're down in Victoria, you can go online, Google up City of Cuero. Then when you do that, when it goes to departments, do municipal court, type
Yes,
in
sir.
your date of birth, and that should bring your case up, and you can take care of it that way. And for you and everyone else out there this morning, if y'all decide to do that, and if you have any problems with it, don't hesitate to pick up the phone, call us. We'll walk you through it and get it done.
Thank you, sir.
You're quite welcome. You have a good day.
You do the same. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, let me visit with Jennifer Campsey Franklin.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Good morning. How are you doing
Good
today?
morning. I'm good. How are you?
Okay, let's see. I'm looking at, I got to make sure my eyes are right this morning. It looks like 44 to 30. That seems like that was just the same one I just had. But anyway,
Yes, correct.
You understand why you're here?
I do, sir.
All right. Now to that charge, you plead guilty, not guilty, no contest. How do you want to plead this morning?
No contest.
All right. Likewise, that's a $70 fine and court costs of $134. You got any questions or anything you want to talk about?
Can I take defensive driving?
Have you had it in the past 12 months?
No, sir.
Okay, let me tell you and everyone else, if you possess a valid Texas driver's license and if you've not had a driver safety course in the past 12 months, the law says you are automatically eligible for that. So Jennifer's gonna get her DSC, but you can, anybody else, if you meet those criteria, it's an absolute right, not just in the Cuero Court, anywhere in the state of Texas. So what's gonna happen, Jennifer, is you're gonna pay the court costs. It's $134 plus $10 administrative fee, which is $144. Okay? You're then
Okay.
gonna have 90 days in which to take the course. When you get it completed, that fee, if that 144 has been paid, then you send us, you should get two certificates. One will say court side
Okay.
copy. Get that to us and you'll be done.
All right.
Any questions?
No, sir. I have 90 days to pay the 144.
Yeah, you
Or
can
not?
get it paid within 90. I mean, you have 90 days to take the course. So
Okay.
you're gonna have to get your driving record and, right now, I think just about everywhere it's online to get it
Sure.
done. So, and if you have any problems with it and time-wise or something, come back and talk to us. We'll see if we can work with you.
Okay. Sounds like
All
a
right,
plan.
thank you, ma'am.
Sir. Appreciate it.
You bet. Okay, how about Isaac Asaya out of San Antonio?
Yes, sir. That's me. How are
Good
you
morning.
this morning?
Did
morning.
I butcher your last name pretty good?
Well, first name is Isaías, last
Okay.
name Osa. O-S-S-A.
Osa.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, very good. All right. Well, look, what I have here is I've got a charge of speeding. It's alleged 58 and a 35. It looks like that's about 13 miles over.
You said
You understand why you're in court?
Well, I want to correct, make sure I got that right. Did you say 35 or 45?
No,
I heard you said 35.
It shows 58 in a 45,
Okay.
and to me, I'm adding my head. That's 13 miles over the speed limit.
No, I just thought I heard you said 35. I was like, okay, that's way more.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Yes.
I want you to make sure you understand what we're
Yeah.
doing. That's what I said a while ago when I got started. Any questions? Please don't hesitate. So anyway, you do understand the charge.
I do understand the charges.
All right. Now, how do you want to plead to that? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
All right. Now, what will happen next is that we will then notify you, and we have what we call a pre-trial. Now, let me tell you what this is. That's an opportunity for you and the prosecutor. That's the person in my court that presents these cases to me or to a jury. And it's a good opportunity to discuss the facts of the case prior to a trial. We found not just in the city of Cuero, but throughout many courts, it's just a good way to resolve a lot of these issues without a trial. So what will happen is we will contact you, the clerks will contact you, and then you and Mr. Crane, he's the prosecutor in my court, y'all will visit, and depending upon what our schedule is going to be, you may very well be doing it like you're doing it this morning. And
Yes,
if there's anything, I try to say this because I really believe it as often as I can. If there's anything that you could call good about this new way of doing court, is folks, I feel like you that are out of town in San Antonio, and it saves you that trip from driving
Yes, it
through.
does.
So, hopefully that's some benefit. So what will happen is we'll contact you. My court will contact you and give you a date. And then we'll do pretty much what we're doing this morning, except you and Mr. Crane will be talking among yourselves. And then if y'all work something out, then I get involved in it, and I either accept it or I don't. If y'all can't work anything out, then you decide if you want your case tried in front of me or tried in front of a jury. Any questions?
No, sir, I understand. Thank you so much.
All right. And what I said this morning goes for everyone else that's in the audience too this morning. Thank you. Have a good day. Your excuse.
Okay. Thank you. I can leave then. Goodbye.
Yes, you can. All right, let's talk about Julia Galindo. Yeah. We have some other folks besides Julia, because That's all matters I have left. Do we have some other people that
Okay,
joined in? on
You also have, it's going to be Andrew Kessling and then Juanita Saldana.
that? Is it last name Kessling?
Kessling, yes, sir.
Okay, Andrew,
Yes, sir.
and then who was the other one?
And then you have Juanita Saldana.
Okay, Miss Saldana.
There should be 3 matters there.
All right. Let me go ahead and talk with Andrew. Because we've got, Miss Belinda, we're going to get to you, but we've just got several matters here that may take a little bit of time, but I can assure you, I'll hopefully be with you within 5 minutes. All right,
Okay.
Andrew, we've got Charge. Where are you? Are you here?
Yes, sir.
All right, got the internet working now.
Yes, sir.
All right, what I'm looking at is a charge of making tobacco available to a minor.
Yes,
It
sir.
says here you're a minor.
Yes, sir.
All right, so so you understand what you're doing in my court?
Yes, sir.
All right, guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
All right, you want to tell me what's going on?
So I ran into financial problems being 17 with a criminal background as is, and I'm having trouble finding a job. And there's a nicotine problem in Cuero High School, and I pretty much fed into it. And I started soliciting to minors after getting my product from a adult who I used to associate with. And after I got my ticket, I pretty much cut ends. And now I'm more so looking at bettering myself, making myself a cleaner person. And I want to pretty much either, if I have the option to do community service, I'm willing to do as many hours as possible. I don't have any financial stability right now. So if I do have to pay for the ticket, I will do so in whatever I can gather together. But I'm asking if I can do community service.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Well, I truly appreciate your candor. I appreciate your straightforwardness with the court, because that means a lot to me in evaluating you, because I've never seen you before and don't know anything truly about the history that you have. I don't necessarily, it's not a question of not necessarily, I really don't condone what went on at all under any kind of conditions.
Yes, sir.
So, but I'm also listening to what you're telling me about trying to get your act together. And from the court standpoint, I'm taking that into consideration in this disposition. I'm going to set a fine of $500, which is the maximum I can go. However, I'm going to put you on 6 months, what we call deferred disposition. It's a type of probation. The idea here is that if you're straightforward and have been straightforward, but that's the way of your life from now on, that you are going to refrain from doing this kind of conduct, and during the next 6 months, there won't be any problem with you completing my probation. If you do that, then at that period of time, I'll go ahead and we'll revisit these facts, perhaps like we're doing it now, perhaps in the courtroom. I don't know yet. However, the important part is this. If you comply with my order, I will reduce this fine. Now, do you understand what I'm telling you?
Is it juvenile probation or would I have adult probation?
You have my probation, which is a little bit different than either of those. You don't have an officer to report to. You don't have to pay them $45, $50 a month for some fee. You have no fees to pay other than this fine and court costs. The court costs are going to be paid one way or the other, but the amount of the fine I will determine in 6 months.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Any further questions?
So the court cost is 500, or is that the
No. Court cost is $81. Let's don't worry about the money today. Let's worry
sir.
about you adhering to the terms of not having any more of these problems or any other ones during the next 6 months. That's what's important.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
good luck to you. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
All right, let me visit with Juanita Saldana just a minute or two, or however long it takes.
Hello. I don't
Hello,
know.
how are things in Port Lavaca?
Well, actually, I live here in Cuero. I don't know why my Port Lavaca address keeps coming up. I've been in Cuero for about a year.
Wow. Did you go down and change your driver's license?
It has well, my ID that I have 504 Plateau in Yoakum, but I was living there for about 6 months, and then I moved over here to Cuero, and I haven't got it changed yet.
Okay.
But I am almost there. I overheard you tell somebody a little bit earlier that if you could get that she could get 60 days for the first time, and then the the cost would just go up a little bit. I've got 150 out of that 250 to reinstate it. It's just that I'm a single, I know what I'm supposed to do, my responsibility. I know what it is.
Okay,
I'm a
well, right now, the thing to
Okay.
do, if you don't mind, is we got certain procedures that we got to follow. And I appreciate what you're trying to tell me, but I'm gonna tell you this just to protect your rights. Let me go through the process. So first of all, you do understand the charge against you of having an expired operator's license.
Yes, sir.
All right, now to that charge, you can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. How do you want to plead?
Guilty.
All right. So what I'm understanding is you had a license and it expired. And do you understand why did it expire?
I wasn't keeping up with the date. I didn't realize that so much time. It was my first, I didn't get my driver's license until I was 25. I'm
Wow.
36 now. Yeah, for the very first time I got my driver's license, it was just, I was in a bad relationship, things like that, real controllable. And I didn't realize what all went into like the renewing it and things like that. I got it suspended for the first time because I had transferred my no insurance one time from one car to another car. Well, it was one day I didn't realize I had to tell the insurance company I wanted to start that day. So driving home from getting the insurance, I got pulled over for no insurance because it started the next day on the vehicle. And I got my license suspended for a year. And it's just like, I'm learning everything backwards and the hard way. So I didn't realize, because it's been suspended for 6 years. I didn't even know. I didn't know how often I had to go. I got my license and I kind of left it at that. I know
Well,
that.
where are you right now with your understanding of getting your license, or do you just need to pay that reinstatement
Yeah,
fee?
I just got to pay the reinstatement fee. It's $250 plus the $26 or $28, I think she told me. But I've got 150 of it now, and I've got that put up in a money order already. And I'm just waiting to get the other 100. I get paid on the next day on the 20th. I was kind of waiting, hoping the last time I went to court I would get my income tax by now, but I haven't received it yet. And I was just going to use that to pay everything. So now I'm just kind of trying to save a little bit out of my paychecks.
All right, well, let's do this. I'm gonna set a fine of $200. Court costs, it's a total of $281, but I'm also gonna go ahead and defer that. In other words, I'm gonna put you on a 6-month probation, which ought to be more than enough time for you to get this matter taken care of and get your license. And if you do that before the end of the 6 months, if you want to join us on a Wednesday and present that proof to me, I can assure you I'll reduce this fine substantially. The goal here is to get you reinstated. It's not the money about paying the fine, but sometimes it works as an incentive to get it done. You with me?
I think her video might have froze.
Let's see, shows that she's not connected.
Oh, well. Maybe it'll come back if she lost signal. No, there were 3 matters where you wanted to do. I think one might have already been adjudicated. I'm not sure. Maybe not.
I've got, after Miss Saldana, I've got one more, and that's Julia Galindo.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I meant Miss Saldana. She had a total of 3. They were all the same charge.
One thing I have on her is one, well, let me see.
They're all three separate. They are the same, but they're separate incidents.
Let's get her back on if we can, because yes, we will run all these together.
Okay, she has not signed back in yet, because she had disconnected. So do you want to go ahead and take care of Ms. Galinda while maybe we're waiting on her to sign back in?
So let's do that. All right, Ms. Galindo,
Yes,
good morning. How are you?
good.
All right, I've got several matters here this morning. First one I've got is a charge of back in March, you were cited for no driver's license. You understand that charge?
Yes,
All right, to that charge, you can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. How do you want to plead?
guilty.
All right, and then in addition to that, on that same day, you were cited for no vehicle insurance. How do you want to plead to that charge? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
All right, and then it looks like we have some other outstanding charges of you had a no driver's license that I convicted you of in 2017. There was, which was, looks like there's still $391 owed on it because of the various warrant fees. There also was a theft charge. It looks like, doesn't really look, well, yeah, it looks like there hadn't anything been paid. Ms. Galindo, what's going on? It doesn't seem like you take your responsibilities very seriously regarding the fines and stuff out of my court.
I was gonna pay all that next month. I had told the officer that pulled me over that everything was gonna get paid.
And why is next month all of a sudden going to be the moment that you're going to take care of these obligations that have been going on since
For my income
2017?
tax.
We're going to reset this matter to May the 5th. Ms. Galindo, you will need to appear in person in my court. We will advise you of the COVID requirements and safe gatherings, but this is a matter that needs to be taken care of. So I suggest you have these fines taken care of before May the 5th. If you don't, you appear in person in my court on that day at 9 o'clock. Any questions?
No.
All right, let's get it done. All right, Ms. Saldana, did you come back in?
Judge, are you resetting the new ones that Ms. Galindo had also?
I'm
Oh, no,
resetting
we
everything.
got pleas on them. Yeah, I think, yeah, we're just resetting those two.
What about Ms. Saldana?
She has not signed back in.
Is there any way to get a hold of her?
We can certainly give it a try. You talking about Saldana? Yeah, I don't have anybody else. I don't have anybody else in the waiting room.
If we can't get her online, we can just go ahead and reset.
I think she's, Shamika has her on the phone right now.
Okay.
and she's
You
trying to
want the
get
meeting
back
ID
in.
number?
If she's on the phone, ask her if she wants me to go ahead and does she want the same opportunity on these other two charges? I wasn't aware of that while ago when she was up here. Looks like she pled.
A little while ago.
Okay, Judge, we got her here on, she's on speakerphone.
Miss Saldana, what I was saying was I didn't realize at the time I had you there were also two other charges. Apparently, there was one that you had already pled on, and then we need a plea on another expired operator's charge. And then my question was, do you want me to dispose of those in the same way as I did on the first one, giving you the amount of time to get your driver's license?
Yes, because what I was hoping was, or I didn't realize you weren't aware, what I was hoping of was once I got my license, then you could go ahead and maybe dismiss them or maybe just pay a fine after that. I don't want to lose my driver's license and all over again.
All right, let me do one thing real quick. I've got to get a plea on this one expired license, operator's license in January. You want to plead guilty on that one?
I plead guilty.
Okay. All right, now let me address those issues that you just raised. My whole purpose in giving you this 6-month period to get your driver's license is so that you get the driver's license. If my goal was to convict you, then I would convict you and you wouldn't be getting a driver's license. So it really would be kind of foolish to go that route. So here's what we do. You get your driver's license, and you're going to be paying the court cost. That's something the state of Texas requires almost. And I'll decide what amount of fine. Again, it will be reduced from what I have ordered in the amount of $200 in each case. But as important as you getting the license is that my final disposition in these cases would be that the matter would be then dismissed and it would not show that you were convicted in my court for no driver's license. That will go a long way with you keeping your driver's license. You understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, sir, I do completely.
All right, well, good. Good luck to you. Get it done. And like I told you a while ago, if you get that license and you want to join us on a Wednesday, just let us know so we can pull your file ahead of time and we'll get those issues resolved at that time.
Okay.
Hopefully you'll be showing me a driver's license.
Address. I just moved 3 weeks ago.
All right. Oh, that's another thing too. When you go to get that license, get your current new address on it.
Okay. But I mean, I just didn't know for like future letters or if anything y'all needed to, because the last address y'all have is 150 Industrial Boulevard.
All right, but is that where you get your mail or do you have an email?
No, I just moved from there. That was an apartment complex. I actually am staying in a mobile home now, and it's 2117 North Esplanade.
Okay. Now, my question was, do you get your mail there or do you have an email that we can contact you? I'm trying to figure out a good way to make sure we can.
Actually, the email would work.
All right. And I'm sure we have that. Is that correct, Amanda?
Yes. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, don't give it to us. Don't give it to us while we're live. We have it.
Or I can go into the office tomorrow and get it situated with the lady in the front.
All right. Well,
That would be better.
we'll let you get off the live tube and perhaps you can just give that to Shamika on we'll get you off the speakerphone and y'all can have that conversation now. All right. Thank you.
Okay, what was the lot number?
Okay, Judge. Well, we don't have anybody else waiting. Did you want to go ahead and lock the meeting?
Address?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to stop